What is one supposed to do with the New York Liberty at this point? All of this happened tonight in this game where Jonquil Jones returns to the lineup looking like she has not missed a beat. She has reassumed her position, I feel, as the most dangerous player on the best team. Um, all of this before Emma Mieseman even steps in the lineup. There have been many people that have said this is the type of greed that is in the Bible. I ask this question: how much help does Brianna Stewart need? How much help does Sabrina Ionescu need? Everywhere we looked tonight, I saw some 6'3", 6'4" defender that covered a lot of area, made it really difficult for the Fever in the second half. And the Fever, for their credit, I thought held up pretty well through three quarters. But you're not going to beat them without Caitlin, especially the way the Liberty are operating. Sabrina Ionescu was shambolic for about 85% of this game, and it didn't even matter. At one point, I think she was 1 for 9, and then she caught fire in garbage time pretty much to move her scoring total up a little bit. I just don't know what you do with the Liberty, man. It's such a tough matchup, and I think if anybody plays the Liberty well, it is the Fever. And you can look through the first quarter, second quarter, but the wheels are going to come off when you're talking about a team that talented and you're missing, your leader, your star. And speaking of Caitlin Clark, there's no update on how long she's going to be out yet. She did meet with the specialists, and I believe we are still waiting on word to figure out exactly what's going to happen here, because at this point, we're just kind of up the river. We don't know, and it seems like for now, at least in the short term, this is the team that the Indiana Fever is going to be rolling with. They're going to be going out there trying to make something happen and hold serve against the worst teams and steal games from good ones. And for a little while, it looked like they were in position to steal this one because the Liberty just couldn't shake them. And then, that talent difference started winning out. Someone like Naira Sabally wasn't even in the lineup. As I mentioned, the newly signed Emma Mieseman still not in the lineup. Doesn't matter. You got Natasha Cloud everywhere. You got Brianna Stewart everywhere. You got Kennedy Burke coming off the bench. You got Isabelle Harrison closing space. You got Leonie Febich hitting 3-pointers. Then you got Jonquil Jones shooting threes and stepping back and scoring in the middle. And I just don't know what you do with them. Like they feel so far ahead, I think, of most of the league at this point. Final score on this one was 98-84, and really it felt closer than that. The Fever went into the half with the lead, and there looked to be signs of life of maybe stealing one on New York's home court, but it was not meant to be. A lot of these New York Liberty Indiana Fever matchups this year have been under duress. There was the first game they played, there was the foul situation, the non-calls. Then we got Caitlin Clark's return from injury, but Jonquil Jones was not playing. Then we got these two games here in New York, minus Caitlin Clark, bookending the All-Star game. So I don't really have a great feel on what it would look like with these teams both at full strength. Probably give the edge slightly to the Liberty just out of respect of their record, and the Fever have experienced much more lineup instability than just Jones being out, because when Jones goes out, well, you just go to your other MVP player, Brianna Stewart, or you just go to your other top player in Sabrina Ionescu. And at this point, now we'll be able to go to Emma Mieseman or Leonie Febich or Natasha Cloud. Like it's disgusting what the Liberty are doing out here. Somehow, people talking about circumventing the cap, and I don't know much about that, but that's just what people are saying out here. We'll start with the Liberty since they did get the win. Leonie Febich, 17 points, as I mentioned, 2 big 3-pointers, 5 boards, and a plus 10 for the night. It really just felt like she really swung the game. Like, it's just everyone's locked up, and then you forget about her and how awesome she was in the postseason last year. And she's going to make them a really big threat. Brianna Stewart, probably the quietest 17 and 12 I think you ever see. Also added 6 assists. She did make all of her free throws. I've seen Brianna Stewart clank plenty of free throws in her day in big situations, but this was not one of them. So Jones played 22 minutes on her return, 18 points, 9 boards. Did commit 5 fouls in that time, but shot 42% from three. You'll take that any day of the week. Jonquel Jones is the most dangerous dimension to this team because when it gets ugly, when it gets mucked up, she's the one that can score in and out easily. Sabrina Ionescu was 5 of 15. Like I said, much of this game she was just having a stinker in silence because no one will bring it up or anything. But she did catch fire very late in the game. Had 9 assists, so she is somebody that definitely stays committed when the shot isn't falling, and she was making a lot of great defensive plays as well. Isabelle Harrison off the bench with 13. Like you're just not gonna beat the Liberty when Isabelle Harrison is going in double figures. And Natasha Cloud added 10 points. For the Fever, Sophie Cunningham has continued her renaissance, hitting more threes, hit 5 of them tonight, and they definitely needed them to even get as close as they were. She dropped 15, and she's been awesome probably like the last 5 games or so. Her shot was really absent before that, and this now shows that whenever Caitlin's back, I definitely want to see them on the floor playing more minutes together. Tasha Howard, 13.6 boards, a lot of scoring in the first half. Was kind of tasked with stopping that front line, and there's only so much she can do. Leah Boston with 15, 12, and 6. This is an awesome stat line for her. I think, with Caitlin out, she is going to need to step it up a little more, though. I don't think 15 is going to be enough. Like, she's going to have to keep herself in that low 20s range, like 22 points a game, to really offset what Kelsey Mitchell is doing. Kelsey Mitchell was great in this thing. If there was a shot to be made, it felt like she made it at that time. She dropped 29 points, not really much on the playmaking or anything, but I'll cut Kelsey some slack because the main playmaker is not in the lineup. So the Fever just need somebody to, get the ball in the hole, and who better than Kelsey Mitchell. So 29 for her as she continues her tear. Lexi Hull, 2 for 10, rough night for Lexi, just like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to just guard all these people that were taller than her, bigger than her, and it was a tough night for Lexi, so she'll try again. But besides that, there's nothing really to write home about here. Timpson doesn't sniff the floor, Brianna Turner doesn't sniff the floor, and of course, Caitlin Clark not in the lineup. I am really worried about Caitlin not being in the lineup. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of great reporting around the situation right now, and now we're just going to play a waiting game. But the Fever were just overwhelmed by a more talented, deeper, taller team who shot the lights out at certain points. But what did you think about the game? Let me know in the comments section. I'll holler at you guys next time. My name is Rich Latta. This is One Lifetime. Peace.